Hi, you're coming on a walk with me today. So, gorgeous day. I hope you can get outside and enjoy this. Dr. Redmond here, for anyone who doesn't know that already. So, I just got back from the Neuro Technique Advanced Seminar in Philly this past weekend. And wow, I love going to those seminars, just any of the Neuro Technique seminars, because it just reconnects me with my passion for the technique. And you know, NET is an art, and there's always some honing and refining of the technique that can be done to make oneself an even better practitioner. So I really love taking advantage of the opportunity to attend an advanced seminar. So at this one, you know, I always hear something new that I haven't heard before, or I hear it newly. And I'll tell you, one of the things that cracked me up, they were talking about the research that's been done about NET that was published in the Journal of Cancer Survivorship. There's actually been a couple of things that have been published in that journal by our wonderful NET researchers so far. But the study that I'm talking about, if you haven't heard of it, is we got some traffic here. They did a study talking to people who had either survived cancer or were still in treatment, who had intrusive thoughts about a specific traumatic event, and they actually had them create a script about the event and played that script for them while they were in a functional MRI machine. And consistently a specific part of their brain would light up with that traumatic event. And after 3 to 5 treatments of NET, all those treatment sessions lasting about 15 minutes, that part of the brain no longer lit up at all. So it was pretty mind-blowing. Andrew Newberg, a pretty famous functional MRI guy, was the one to review the data, and of course he's supposed to be a blind reviewer, so he didn't know what they were doing, but he's like, I don't know what you're doing on these things, but I've never seen anything like this. So it's pretty amazing research. And they went on further to publish that not only did the traumatic event get desensitized, but also that the patient's assessment of their depression levels and anxiety levels also reduced after the treatment and stayed that way afterwards. So it was pretty amazing. The control group basically just had to listen to their script over and over and over again every week, and the person doing the MRIs actually said that it was kind of pretty heartbreaking because the all he got to see was these people sobbing in the MRI machine week after week after week. Excuse me. Because the people running the study are so compassionate, they actually offered the control group the treatment once the study was complete. So everybody got to experience the benefits, which I was really happy to hear that. But, excuse me, pollen, man, I got to treat my allergy point. Anyway, so what I thought was really hysterical, and what I learned newly about this study, is that 2 of the participants in the treatment group were one of them was so convinced that he was in the sham group. He was convinced beyond a shadow of a doubt. And the reason that he thought that is because he said that there was no way that something this weird could be real. And another participant thought that they were in a study, because all these patients were just people sent in from oncologists in the area or around the country, I believe, if people were willing to travel. So the oncologist would find certain criteria, intrusive thoughts lasting more than 3 years, I believe, and they would just send them to participate in a study. So they didn't know what they were getting themselves into. They only knew that they were participating in research. And the second person thought that they were in a study studying how people would react to something strange being done to them. And as an NET practitioner, I'm not surprised to hear this, but I find it incredibly amusing. What I find the most exciting about all of that is that, you know, I've had plenty of skeptics in my office over the years, and this matches my experience of what happened in the study, because the skeptics get results too. And I love that those two people who thought that this was nonsense both reported improvements, both got the same changes that everybody else in the study did. And, you know, I told this to somebody that's been a patient for a little while, and she was like, oh, I thought you had to believe in NET for it to work. And I'm like, no, it's not a religion. It's actually based on science, even though it appears to be very, very woo-woo. It is all based on science. And I just think that's hysterical and really, really sweet. So I wanted to share that story today, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. And I'm hoping, I always have this goal of popping on and giving more of these things, but if you enjoyed it, give me some encouragement, give me a thumbs up, and I'll post more of these little tidbits for you, and possibly even some fun treatment success stories. All right, bye.